Alright guys, so just a little bit about where we are here, out here in the middle of pretty much nowhere, Pennsylvania. We are actually in good old historic coal area, the coal region of Pennsylvania, where a lot of old coal mines used to exist for America's infrastructure before World War II. As the Industrial Revolution happened, and we were very dependent on good old-fashioned burning coal for power and fuel and whatnot, and before oil really started to take off. And so what basically they did out here was they took this coal mine region, or this huge coal mine, which basically consists of a whopping 8,000 acres, square acres of area out here in the middle of Pennsylvania, and just turned it into an off-road park, a recreation park. And as I was speaking with some of the Jeep representatives, or excuse me, not the Jeep representatives, the Jeep Jamboree representatives, who told me a little bit of the history of the Jeep Jamboree event and the Coal Mountain event here, is that they basically wanted to help, re-inject some commercial action into the region, because as the coal industry just basically withered away in place of with other things taking their place. As jobs disappear, as mines close down, people, have leave to find their, employment elsewhere. And so you had this kind of exodus around the region of people just leaving the coal area because, demand for coal just went down and people had to go looking for jobs. And so, the region out here was hurting a little bit. So they decided to hey, let's throw this event. We have this great facility, this great, area out here that there's a lot of outdoor activity we could do, and they just basically said, well, let's help the area, let's work with the local businesses and see how we could bring some life back into the coal region. And so that's why we are here, guys, out in Coal Mountain for the 13th annual Jeep Jamboree. And so far we're on the first leg of the trails, and this is a lot of fun, to say the least. And yes, we've done all the things that we need to do. We've hit it in 4 low. We got the sway bars disconnected. We haven't hit any tough stuff yet to have to engage for off-road plus, but we'll see about that, because this is just the beginning, guys. And again, we have a ton of area and a ton of trails to explore with a whole bunch of other Jeeps, and I'm definitely looking forward to it, especially since we got a nice 6.4 liter HEMI under the hood.
With everyone split into groups depending on their desired level of trail difficulty, we started off nice and easy, just to get acquainted with the Wrangler 392's off-road chops.
Alright guys, sit rep, we're coming up towards the end of day 2 here out in Coal Country in Coal Township here in AOA Anthracite Off-Road Park.
The volume on that was super low, so I didn't hear it.
And I gotta say, I'm outrageously impressed with this machine here. I mean, I didn't have low expectations anyway, just because obviously it's a Wrangler, it's gonna be able to do all this. I mean, I'm with a whole bunch of other Wranglers out here, Rubicons, modded, stock. There's again over 125 Jeeps, and we also got a Gladiator. I saw a Renegade Trackhawk with some all-terrain tires. What else? We also are in a group with another 392, which was cool. Got to talk with that owner for a bit. I could see why people love doing this, because just crawling out here, getting dirty, and being here out in the woods and crawling over rocks and obstacles, this is probably the same amount of fun that you would get doing a track day, at an SCC event or a racetrack, except on a complete opposite side of the spectrum. So, and that's one of the beauties of the auto industry I appreciate, is that there's just so much diversity in things you can do. Narrow tree, not trying to scratch up some panels. Yes, this is a very expensive way to get out to the trails, at least for this 392 Final Edition. That is actually Final Edition this year, or one more year. Because of obviously the Jeep community was like, no, you got to keep making it for more, and Jeep was just like, no, okay, because apparently there was a huge amount of outrage for them to stop making it. And I can see why they love it, because it's a V8 Jeep. You can't go wrong with the V8 Jeep. This is the first time a Wrangler ever got a V8 under the hood. And it's the extra power, definitely, it's not needed, but it has definitely made things a lot easier, because, how can you argue with 470 foot-pounds of torque to help get you over obstacles or help get you through, some tricky stuff or power out of stuff. And that's where the power really comes in handy. But I mean, again, we got the lockers front and back, we have the off-road plus mode, we got the disconnecting sway bars, and so again, when you get a rig like this, like to be so prepared to tackle all this right out of the factory is just really awesome. So now I gotta say, from the different kinds of terrain that we've done out here, from the rock crawlings to trail crawling to water bogs to hill climbs to boulder climbing to deep wood tree navigating, I still maintain that the most fun is when you go splashing through stuff. Ooh, we got the little water bog to go through right now. Waiting for the rest of the crew to go through. Let's see, make sure 4-low obviously engaged. We don't need lockers, it's not that bad. Anti-sway bar is disconnected. Off-road plus. Let's put the performance exhaust on because we got to hear that V8. And pull a Jeremy Clarkson and say power. And here we go. Now that's what the HEMI is for.
But then, the weather decided to take a turn and make things, well, a bit more dramatic.
All right, guys, it's we just finished up the first leg of Jeep Jamboree on the first day out here in Cold Mountain. So you can see the weather kind of picked up a bit to make things a little bit more interesting. But I think we're all kind of looking forward to this because the rain is gonna make things a little bit more interesting on the trails, that's for sure. As we just had some thunderstorms roll through, so we're definitely gonna get this Rubicon nice and dirty. So we're definitely looking forward to that. So now on to leg 2 in the afternoon, and let's see what we can do.
Thankfully, the storms passed and the weather cleared up for more trailblazing. And if anything, it made the terrain even more fun and challenging.
Whew, man, the rain is gone, but it's definitely left a mark in the off-road trail as we navigate some obstacles here. We got the steep mud bog here on AOAA, and we're just our group is getting through here. But the HEMI got through it. We see a bunch of us over there. Yeah, this is what four-wheeling's all about, man. This is the Jeep stuff. The Jeep things that, you know, most people wouldn't know about because it's a Jeep thing, right? Well, guess what? We're learning all about it now. I mean, not that I knew nothing about it beforehand, but I'm rambling at this point. This is a lot of fun. I totally get what Wrangler people are all about now. I mean, I always have, but this is the opposite side of the spectrum of the kind of fun you have out at a racetrack, except on a dirt road, if that makes any sense, or out in dirt in the wilderness. So part of my sweatiness, it is hot, the sun is out, we're still out here in humid AOAA, and it's, whew, I'm melting, but yeah, this is what it's all about.
With the first day coming to an end, and having successfully forded some deep water, climbed some steep obstacles, and then some, we concluded our first day at Jeep Jamboree and considered it a success.
So one of the things that I want to show you guys really quick that I think is really cool here on the Wrangler, and it's optional, I believe, on most Wranglers, and it's an option on this guy, a $2,000 option, but I think it's worth it in some ways, especially like when you're out here in the wilderness and you need to air down and air up tires, you know, which is a regular thing for four-wheeling in the four-wheeling world, is we have here the onboard air compressor here. Yes, it is a $2,000 option, but man, is this guy really convenient because it comes with its own air hose that we have here. It's a little tangled up in someone's backpack here, but that's okay. Comes with this hose connection. You just plug it into here real quick. And then obviously with the car running, you know, you set the temperature, or it's the temperature, you set the tire pressure that you want, and then all you do is you just hit stop start, and then you connect the other lead to the valve stem on the tire, and then it just does it automatically. And if you need to air down, you do the same thing. We got a release valve right here, and then you could use that air to fill up something else if you have to, or this is another lead if you want to do more than tire at once. Open and close, nice and convenient, really cool. All right, guys, so we just left the staging area on day 2, had our driver's meeting, so we're gonna kick it up a little bit, or kick it up in the difficulty a little bit, just because we had a nice easy day yesterday, clearly proving that the Wrangler 392 is just as capable as every other Rubicon out here, or every other Wrangler, obviously short of the really heavily built ones with all the aftermarket gears and the serious lifts. But I can tell you from just spending in the day going through mud and rocks, and we weathered some crazy thunderstorms as well, and just made everything so much more dramatic and so much more fun, that we're ready to kick it up a notch and see what really this thing can do. Kind of nervous, to be honest, because, you know, this is only a $108,000 Jeep that doesn't belong to us, and we're here to really put it to the test. Don't get mad at me, Jeep. I'm really, you know, trying to make your car shine here, so.
But perhaps I may have kicked it up just a few notches too far, because before we knew it, we were crawling over some sharp, craggy boulders and really working the Wrangler 392's suspension articulation, with a lot of scraping noises in between, but luckily, we emerged unscathed.
Alright guys, just a little bit of an update. So we did quite some serious rock crawling with the 392 here. Really tight turns, really jagged rocks, and I mean, we were really scraping the bottom of the truck and had to use spotters. We had both lockers on, we were in 4-low, you name it. We had everything just checked off and everything on that we were supposed to, and it was a really jarring experience, and I'm a little bummed that I didn't throw the camera on when we were doing it, but I have to be honest with you, I was just really focused on trying not to damage this 6-figure Jeep here, because, you know, we still got to exercise caution out here and make sure we keep it shiny side up and make sure have Jeep mad at us for, you know, doing too crazy stuff. But we were able to make it. Everybody was impressed to see the 392 do its thing. Obviously everybody loved the exhaust note, you know, that this thing puts out. We had the performance exhaust screaming as we were going up, and the engine was revving, and all 4 tires were spinning just because, you know, we were trying to get over some slippery rocks here. But we had to take it down a notch just because we still got to drive this home in 2.5 hours. So, you know, for those of you who know, there's we should get one of those stickers for the dashboard that says, "You still got to drive this home, dummy." Oh, woo, what a day. Well, clearly we accomplished getting this guy dirty, because, I mean, look at it. From before when we arrived to now, we could definitely say we got that part of the mission accomplished. But all I gotta say, holy crap, what an insane experience out here in Cold Mountain, out here on A-Way Anthracite Off-Roading Park, just putting this thing through the test. That HEMI definitely came into its prime, definitely when we're going over some of the harder rocks and the deeper obstacle, like deep water obstacles and whatnot, and just listening to that V8 fill the mountains with that HEMI noise was just absolutely intoxicating, to say the least. But man, I gotta say how capable this thing is right out of the factory. I mean, I expected no less because it is a Rubicon. You know, it's got all the kit that we explained over the video, and just some of the action we did. Whew, I gotta say, it's definitely worth that sticker price on that guy. But we did it. Its car's unscathed for the most part, besides the dirt, but we'll take care of that later. And I think we definitely did our thing out here. So thanks for watching, guys, on this snippet of Top Speed, and we'll catch you next time, hopefully on the next adventure. So see you later.